What's going on, everyone? CameronBlazeIt here, welcoming you to quite possibly the last team builder for IPSA. We are in the semi-finals against the one, the only Hutch. If you do not remember, we played Hutch, I think, week 3. Yeah, week 3 we played Hutch, and we won in a narrow 1-0 victory on the back of Ambipom and Exadrill. We were about to get 6-0'd, but Ambipom killed the 2 Mons that Exadrill really just can't beat, and then Exadrill just won. So if you want to go check out that battle, it was a really good battle, in my opinion. It wasn't my best battle, but Hutch played very well, so if you want to go watch him, go do that. But we are bringing a much different team this time. Instead of, I think we've changed 3 Pokemon. We're no longer bringing Xatu. We don't have Xatu. We don't have Ambipom, and we don't have Mienshao. I think we brought Mienshao last time. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we have a good team. I feel like this team is going to put in a lot of work. But before we go over our team, we're going to go over his team. Question of the day: what do you think is the worst typing to have a 4x weakness of? As he does have a lot of Pokemon with 4x weaknesses on his team. In my opinion, I'd say having a 4x weakness to like Fighting or Ghost, because there are some of the hardest types to swap into. 4x weakness to Fairy is also very, very, very bad. But there are, of course, Pokemon that work around it. So we're going to go into his team. First, he has a Dragonite, very, very hard-hitting Pokemon, really hard to swap into with a base 134 attack. This thing sets up Dragon Dances and just wins. Last week time he brought Banded. Whether he brings that again or not is up to him, but we still beat it with Excadrill after Rocks, so there's that. Again, it's just a very, very good Pokemon. Like I said, it gets Dragon Dance, but it can be Banded. It can set up an Agility if it needs to. Gets Dragon Claw, gets Earthquake, it gets E-Speed, Fire Punch, it gets Heal Bell, it can be a Cleric, but that's pretty bad. It gets Iron Head, Iron Head for our Altaria, also gets Ice Punch, gets Rock Slide, Stone Edge, gets a really good move pool and a really good setup, so no wonder why it is one of the best Pokemon in the format. Multi-scale, so any damage it takes from having its HP at full is halved, so that's very, very good. I 100% expect him to bring it again, just because if Stealth Rocks are not up, we cannot beat this thing, basically. So yeah, there's that. Up next, he has a Gliscor, a very, very bulky Pokemon. We struggled against, this is one of the 2 things we struggled against, in my opinion, when we played him the first time, was we didn't have a good way to beat his Gliscor, and we still don't. I mean, like, we had a good plan, but it just was not executed. But we have again, we're probably going to execute it this time, I feel like. Just, again, very defensive. It can be like a Swords Dance set. It can also be bulky with the Toxic Heal. It gets Earthquake, gets Fire Fang, Swords Dance, like I said. It does get knockoff, Ice Fang, Poison Jab. Can Swords Dance Baton Pass, so we gotta watch out for that, but I don't think he's going to do that. Since Rocks at Defog. It can't Defog because he won't have a Toxic Heal, but, there's that. Up next, he has a Gourgeist. Gourgeist is very interesting because he can bring any of these Gourgeist. Gourgeist Super, in my mind, is the best. Gourgeist has really good HP and defense and attack. So I feel like he might bring this thing because it checks our Excadrill very well. Just outside of Iron Head, which won't do too much against him. Gourgeist, again, just very good HP and defense. Gets Will-O-Wisp, gets, what's that, like, Trick or Treat or whatever. Very, what is it called? Is it called Trick or Treat? Yeah, because Trick or Treat adds Ghost typing, so any move this thing goes for becomes super effective. That can be like a Flame Charge set, but if he wants to be offensive, Bullet Seed can be offensive. But again, this thing can be there just to check our Excadrill, which it does very well in my opinion. This thing can check Excadrill, so we need to whittle this thing down before we can start sweeping with Excadrill. That is its main goal. Just like how we have to whittle down Talonflame for Celebi to sweep, we need this thing to be whittled down for Excadrill to sweep. But we'll get into that later. He might bring it, I might not. This is a 50-50 for me, but I do think he's bringing his Dragonite, Gliscor, Suicune Core like last time. Up next, he has a Manectric. I don't expect him to bring it, but we're going to go over it anyway. Can Volt Switch, gets Flamethrower, Overheat, hits pretty hard. Thunder Wave, 105 in the special attack and 105 in the special attack and speed. Gets Static. Gets Lightning Rod, so our Electros, if we brings it, can't Volt Switch for free. Neither it can because of the Gliscor and Nidoking, but, you know, there's that. I had to pop my neck, sorry. You didn't hear it because it was, like, silent, but it did pop. I don't think Manetric's very good, in my opinion. I don't think Mega Manetric's that great, either. That's just me, though. That's just my opinion. I just never see it do anything. I've used Manetric. It's just, like, okay at what it does. You know, there's way better options. Up next, he has a Medicham, a very, very hard-hitting Pokemon. I see him bringing it just because of the Choice Band Pure Power Bullet Punch that can do a lot to our Altaria, but it doesn't live a hit from Altaria, so there's that. Also can run like High Jump Kick and Poison Jab against it, or just in general. Gets the Thunder Punch and Headbutt, so it hits very hard. It's just it doesn't really touch our. I mean, Bullet Punch is going to do a lot because of Choice Band Pure Power against our Mismagius, but I just don't think he'll bring it just because of the Mismagius. I mean, Zen Headbutt's probably going to do a lot too, but it won't kill him. I don't think it will, at least. And Shadow Ball will bop this thing, so there's that. But next, he has a Nidoking. He brought this thing Scarfed last time, and for good reasons, because it does hit my team very, very good and hard. Can outspeed our Altaria after a Dragon Dance with the Choice Scarf, and if we run Bulky, it may be able to outspeed after 2. I'll have to run through the stats again. But it has an insane move pool. It gets freaking Earthquake, Fire Blast, Fire Punch, Head Smash, Mega Horn, Outrage, Poison Jab, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball. It just, this thing's moveset is insane. It can Sucker Punch. This is where Sucker Punch is good in this gen because it's base 80. It can be like a taunt set. Just Nidoking just gives me problems, and that's just because Nidoking has very few swap-ins with Life Orb, Sheer Force, and Choice Scarf is kind of hard to deal with. So that's his first 6 Pokemon. We're going to go over his next 6 Pokemon. Up next, he has a Quillfish. I do not expect him to bring this. This is setup fodder for our Excadrill, even though it does get Scald, but it's base 55 special attack. I do not think he's going to bring this. It does get Spikes and Toxic Spikes and stuff like that. But, again, I don't see him bringing it. If he does, then we're going to have to kill it immediately, because we are not bringing Hazard Removal this week. Just because I don't think I cannot fit Hazard Removal. I have to run certain sets, and it just could not fit this week. And I know that's bad team prep, but I just cannot get it. It can be a Destiny Bond set too, so there's that. Next he has his Mega Scizor, another huge problem. It's probably the second biggest problem to our team, behind Suicune. Just very hard-hitting Pokemon. It can run multiple sets, but we have prepped for it. We have prepped for it very well, in my opinion. We have certain things that can do real good against it. We've prepped for both the offensive Swords Dance and the bulky Swords Dance set, so we're good there. But again, Bullet Punch with the Choice Tech, with the Technician's real good, and it gets Bug Bite, Swords Dance again, very, very bulky, going to be very hard for us to take down. He has a Sneasel up next. I'm pretty sure he ran Banded last time, either that or Sash. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Sneasel can beat Altaria one-on-one if it is Scarfed. With Icicle Crash, it does a lot of damage to us. Also has Low Kick for our Tyranitar, so I do see him bringing it. But it can't take a hit at all from anything, so it's basically a Suicide Bomb. If he decides to bring what's it called? A Sash set, it'll get 2 hits off and then die. You can also set up a Swords Dance and try to sweep in with like a lot of damage off, which it can. Trust me, it can. If the thing sets up Swords Dance and an Agility, it's over for us. Just saying. Gets the Pit Pocket ability, which is actually kind of cool, because like if you don't have an item and you need to take like a Leftovers or a bear or just anything, I like this thing. I like Pickpocket. I think it's an underrated ability. Just yeah. Up next, he has a Suicune. Again, this thing gives us so much issues. Outside of Celebi, our way of killing this thing is very, very hard. He ran a mixed defensive one last week, and I expect him to do the exact same thing. Just if he doesn't run fully defensive, he's going to have a hard time dealing with Celebi. If he doesn't bring specially defensive, he's going to have a hard time dealing with Altaria. So he has to bring mix, and he's going to do a little bit of both. But Calm Mind Sweeper, last time he brought like Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic Scald, and it did real good against us. I was not predicting that set. I overprepped for Crocoon. I was just like, we gotta just straight up kill this thing, and we could not. So hopefully we have overprepped. We haven't overprepped. I mean, does get like Air Slash, gets Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Tailwind. Just real cool Pokemon. I like it a lot. Defense-wise, 115 in both defense and special defense with 100 base HP. So we have to watch out. Up next, he has a Talonflame. Talonflame is the only thing stopping Celebi from sweeping, in my opinion. And Sneasel, but Sneasel I don't think can kill it. I'll have to recheck. Just because Life Orb, Brave Bird will OHKO our Celebi. And so as long as we can get this thing killed, we will be fine. This is Gen 6, so he will have the priority Brave Bird no matter what, and priority Roost. Just, I do not expect him to bring it. So you're going to see that our T-Tar actually doesn't have Stone Edge, but it's got to do what it's got to do. And hopefully it can do what it does great. I mean, like, this thing can't even kill us, so I'm not too worried. Also, 81 attack and 126 speed. This thing is super fast. Gale Wings is great. You know, Swords Dance setup, just really hard to deal with. Up next, and finally, he has a Togetic. I don't think he's brought it. I think he may have brought it once or twice, or maybe 3 times, because it does get defog. It's probably his best form of hazard removal, because like Gliscor with defog is not that good. Scizor with defog, you're running defensive, and he can handle defensive better than offensive, in my opinion. I don't think he has any Rapid Spinners. I'll have to take a second look. He does not. So yeah, that's what his team is lacking, is a good Rapid Spinner, but it doesn't matter. This thing can it's annoying because, you know, Stirring Grace, Ancient Power, Baton Pass is just annoying to deal with, but luckily that is not allowed in this league. It's a Cleric, it can Nasty Plot Baton Pass, it can it can just do what it does. Like, it's not good, it's a wall, but it could be better, again, very bulky with EVLI, 85 and 105, and the defense and special defense, that gets times by 1.5 after you do that, and it just lives everything. So that's his team. And our team, I've swapped this team so many times, I've swapped so many things, but I think this is the team we need to bring. Let's get over it. Up first, we have Mega Altaria rocking Dragon Dance, Return Fire Blast Roost. I realized that we set up a few Dragon Dances, and we just literally just win. Because Bullet Punch will not be killing us. If he's defensive, it's doing like 39%. If he's offensive, it's doing 50%. And Fire Blast will always OHKO him. The set will always OHKO him unless he's max special defense max. Like, this is like 200 special defense Impish Nature, not Calm. If he runs Calm, then he might be able to kill us. But no, he won't. Never mind. So, like, Return just blows through his team. He has no swap in Return outside of Talonflame and Quillfish, both of which I do not expect to come, and both of which die to Excadrill, so I'm not worried. Again, Fire Blast is there just for Mega Scizor, and Roost is there just because I didn't know what else I could run. I could run, like, Earthquake if I really think Quillfish is coming. Oh, also, Nidoking can swap in, but Nidoking is going to take, like, a lot from it after 2 Dragon Dances. Real quick. We'll do this real quick. There we go. That's better. Yeah, see, our attack is going to be boosted. That's better. Defense is real high. Special attack is going to be good. So, I believe in this set. I think it's going to work. Not too worried at all. That's just, if this thing dies, we're going to have a hard time. Basically, we need, what do we need to die for this set to work? Oh yeah, we need Talonflame to die for this set to work. And yeah, so there's that. Up next, we have Miss Magius Blair. He's coming back with a Life Orb, rocking Shadow Ball, Power Gem, Mystical Fire, and HP Ice. This set hits the majority of his entire team. Mystical Fire is just gonna do so good. Oh wow, you can see I was in a Gen 7 random battle. I won this battle, by the way. See, yeah. All right, we're gonna close it. I don't know if you could see that or not, because if I remember correctly, I don't know. Well, we won that, by the way. He forfeited, or quit. So we're going to go over his team real quick. Like, his team does not handle Ice Fire coverage at all. And Power Gem hits the Dragonite. It can, if it, like, use it, it can hit the, Talonflame. It hits the Sneasel, hits the Togetic. This Power Gem is a real good move on there, in my opinion. It's better than Thunderbolt in this situation, because I don't think his Quillfish is coming at all. And if I bring Thunderbolt, I get walled by many Pokemon on his team. So there's that. We're rocking max special attack, max speed with a timid nature, just through 4 in special defense, because it doesn't matter. Yeah, so there's that. Oh, this is our, like, primary special wall breaker outside of Celebi. And we get Pursuit trapped by Sneasel, so it's going to be, like, Pursuit Mind Games, because if he goes for knockoff, we die. If he goes Pursuit and we stay in, we live. If I don't have a Life Orb hit, I think we can have one Life Orb hit and still live. It'll be a roll, but we can live if he's not banded. Which if he's banded, I'll know right away, basically. And yeah, so there's that. Miss Mages is here, and she's going to do amazing, hopefully. Up next, we have Gastrodon, the Cindy, the Gastrodon rocking. This is our Dragonite swap in, because after our Dragonites, we don't get 2-code by a Dragon Claw, and Ice Beam will kill him after rocks, hopefully. And if it doesn't, then we set Sand and kill it. Rocking Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic, Recover. Again, this is our swap in to Dragonite. He will not be using Outrage because we have a Fairy type, and if he does, we get literally a free kill, and it's so nice. And we can go to Extra too if he goes for Outrage. Oh, not really. Extra is not a swap in. But we have Toxic there just for the Suicune in case he just does not. So we can just force a rest, and then we can get a clean swap into Celebi and set up a nasty plot. That's the plan there. Recovers there just for general recovery outside of leftovers. And yeah, this is our Dragonite swap in, so hopefully it doesn't die, because its only purpose here is to battle the Dragonite. That's literally it. So there's that. Up next, we have Excadrill rocking the most common set we have used, the Swords Dance, Iron Head, Earthquake, Rock Slide set with the Life Orb, Adamant, Max Attack, Max Speed. This thing just does too good not to bring it. Like, it hits everything outside of the... Like, even Gliscor and Suicune aren't going to be living hits. They're just the only things that basically can live hits after a Swords Dance. And, like, you saw what happened last week 3 after those two went down. We killed the Scizor with an Earthquake because it does 50%. We killed the Dragonite with Rock Slide because rocks were up. We killed the Nidoking with Earthquake because we outsped even though he was Scarfed. And we killed the Sneasel with Iron Head because it's a Sneasel. Like, this thing just does so much. We have to keep it for late game. And that's what Excadrill does best. It's probably the best late game sweeper with no set, like without setup and with setup, and just it has to have weather up though. It's just such a good late game sweeper with the double speed. Okay, we do have Sand Rush. I was making sure. All right. Up next we have Godzilla the Tyranitar with the Smooth Rock Sandstream with Stealth Rocks, Fire Blast, Ice Beam, Thunder Wave. This is an interesting set, I know, but again, Fire Ice coverage just does him dirty, and I could run Stone Edge, but it only hits, I mean, it hits Dragonite, but Ice Beam hits better. Like, it hits, like, Talonflame, but we I don't think it's coming. I really do not think he's going to bring Talonflame. I feel like Excadrill and Godzilla both do it too good. And while he has that spot for Talonflame, like, I just don't see it coming. I know I might regret that, but I just don't see it coming. We have ways to kill it in either way, like, with Excadrill and Gastrodon. Gastrodon walls it, Excadrill just kills it, and it may take 60% if he goes, because like in the sand wall at speed, doesn't matter, like, so he has to go for Brave Bird if he wants damage, but outside of sand, we don't outspeed, so there's that. And last but not least, the set I battled against the most, the one I just didn't know, oh yeah, about the Godzilla set, one sec. 240 in HP, 112 in defense with a bold nature, and 156 in the special defense. This just allows us to take hits for all around, just better. It's just better. Back to what this was saying, last but not least, we have Celebi, the Celebi, Nasty Plot, Giga Drain, HP Fire, Psychic, Nasty Plot up, and 2-hit KO everything on his team, or OHKO it. That's the plan. The only thing I'm just super worried about is Rendo Berry Miracoat. If he brings Rendo Berry Miracoat, we're screwed. I'll probably scout for it if he swaps it in against me, or if I'm against it, I'll probably Nasty Plot twice. Just to scout. I know that's just baiting a roar, but I'd rather be roared out and have a Celebi alive than Miracoated and dead Celebi. Psychic after Stealth Rocks will kill the Dragonite. It's such a good Pokemon. Celebi is here, and hope to God it does good. I'm gonna have to check the calcs to make sure I had leftovers, not Life Orb, but I'm confident in Celebi. So that is our team. We are again playing Hutch, the coach of the Portland Timburrs. They finished their season with a 7-3 record. So right now they are 8-3, and we are 7-4. If you want to count that, I mean, I'm gonna have that on the layout, but it's just like, I didn't mention this last week, but it's such a odd feeling knowing that this could be the last time I'm sitting here for Gen 6. doing a team prep because Gen 7. And it's just like, this is literally, could be the last one. Next week, if we win, will be the last one you'll see from us. That's just wild, dude. Like, Gen 7 has taken over, and we're still in Gen 6. But luckily, it's almost over, so we can just full on focus for that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave that like button. Let me know what I could have done different, what you think I could have done different. How am I bad? Let me know. I'm gonna get about. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Bye.